My Knicks family, what's poppin' with you guys? I'm here with my boy Andy, and this is a good show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to break down Obi Toppin on the Coach's Corner today. We're going to break down his basketball game for you. You might agree, you might disagree, but this is what we believe and we're sticking by it. All right? And I want to hear from you. Put it in the comment section, in the chat section, wherever you're going to put it. Just put it in there and talk to us about how you feel about Obi Toppin and his basketball game. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to it and break this thing down. Andy, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Yo, what's up, Sim? What up to the chat? Hope you guys enjoy this show because it's going to be definitely one of the best ones. We have plenty of clips and we got plenty of pointers for Obi. If you're going to be watching this show, just enjoy too.
Right. A lot of stuff in here today. I mean, we got a lot of clips and a lot of things to talk about. So we might as well go ahead and get down with the get down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Obi Toppin. And, you know, most people know Obi, Andy, for his offense, right? They know him because he can get off his feet like Amari. That's what everyone says. And it's like Amari. You know, his playing style, the way his body looks, his body shape and all of that stuff does look like Amari. And that's why people always compare him to Amari Stoudemire. You know
exactly.
I mean, I went back and I started looking at some old clips of Amari, and his ability to get up in the air was just ridiculous. I don't know if Obi is at Amari's ability to get up in the air, but he's close. He's really, really close. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's break it down, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start by talking about Obi's offense. I think I just said that, but I'm saying it again. Right? We're going to start by talking about his offense and what he can do offensively. And it's not just the scoring ability. There's a lot of other things that he does offensively, things that he brings to the game. And we're going to break it down. But let's begin with the pick and roll and his ability to really get in the air. All right, so we're going to talk about the pick and roll and look at some of the reasons why he gets in the air or why he gets in so much open space. All right, so let's go for it. All right, you're going to see it right here. Boom, you see him come off the screen and boom, he gets in the air. You know the clip is going to play back. One more bang, and he gets in the air. Okay, why is that? Let's bring this back. Let me get my trusty little mouse up here. Bang. Let's stop right here because, and this is my mouse right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see the open space here. Why is there open space like this? Well, one, Obi sets a decent screen. Let's take it back. All right, and look at his screen because he does set a decent screen. All right, we'll rewind it just a little bit. Look at the screen. Look at the contact on that screen right there. Right, boom. That guard's not getting over that. I'm sorry. The guard's not getting over that because that's a strong screen. And then off the screen, now this defender is like, okay, what do? I know what Obi can do, and I probably know what this guard can do. And this is one of the reasons why you want to have a dynamic basketball guard that can come off of those screens. A guy that can knock down this little jumper right here. It's one of the reasons why people cry and scream and complain about Elfrid Payton because he's not known for knocking that jumper down. Hopefully Frank, Andy, will be able to knock down this little jumper right there, right? Austin Rivers should be able to knock it down too. Okay, but you need a guard that can knock down that shot or go ahead and take it to the basket. Now, Elfrid Payton can go to the basket, right? I mean, we've seen him go to the basket a couple of times and dunk it. But that's a strong screen right there by Obi. And then, of course, you got the floor spread, right? You got my man over here coming off the baseline, so it's keeping this guy occupied, and he's setting the screen for him, so it's keeping him occupied. And you got a guy over here keeping this defender occupied. So it's not just everyone standing around watching the screen and roll. You got people doing things that are keeping them occupied, and what happens? this whole space in the middle opens up. And when that happens, you're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble because Obi's going to do this. Boom. Right? What can you say? Let's look at another one. All right. There you go. Bang. In open space. Again. Obi in open space. And with his leaping ability, there's going to be problems every time he gets open like that. All right. Let's stop it right here. The same thing happens again. You got the floor spread. Boom, boom, boom. And guys, I'm going to say this again. It's not just about these guys' ability to shoot the ball. It's about how they have themselves spaced. Right?
There's space in this play better than the Knicks were the last season, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it's great space, and there's nothing you can do but allow this area to be open because guys are spaced around the perimeter the proper way, right? And you don't have the screen and roll happening here or close over here. It's in the perfect spot so that Obi can get this lane to the basket. And what happens when he gets that lane to the basket, you already know. Bomb. Right? One more time. Bomb. I mean, Andy, that right there is in the NBA, players screen and roll all day long. That's what you do in the NBA. You screen and roll, screen and roll, screen and roll, screen and roll. Look for the three. He should fit what the NBA does perfectly. My only question is, with the Knicks in particular, is he going to get that much space? Is it going to be that wide open for him? Because those guys are small. The NBA, not only do the Knicks not have great floor spacers, but the NBA is just bigger and longer. And it's harder to get that much space in the NBA.
Yeah, I would point out with Obi, and good that I thought about this on the first offensive thing, because this is going to be a thing that we're going to see in almost all of the rest of the offensive skill set of his. I don't know if you noticed it, but he doesn't need space to get up in the air, right? He can jump high just after that first short step, right? He doesn't need like long strides like Mitch does, because Mitch can, he can dunk it on almost, when he starts starts from the 3-point line, but he needs those long steps sometimes. Right. And Obi just needs like a half step, and he's like way up in the air.
Exactly.
And this is gonna be a pro for him on a pick and roll, on a cut from the baseline, and it's gonna be way better for him. Like you said, if there's gonna be bigger men in front of him, he's not gonna be, he doesn't need that space to get over them, right? So that's going to be a pro for for Obi as far, and we're going to see it in plenty of these clips.
Right.
That's one of the point of emphasis of Obi's jumping ability and athleticism.
Yeah, and then to add to that, what makes him such a threat is that he can also pick and pop and hit the three. Yeah. Right. That really makes him. That makes him such a huge threat. Being able to pick and pop and hit that three. And, there's not much to say about it. I'll just let you see it, because you're seeing how he's able to screen. And because he can screen well, it opens him up so that he can flare out and hit the three. Screen, flares out. They don't know who to go with. And he knocks it down from deep. Right? That's beyond NBA range where he just hit that three.
Yeah, like 2 feet even beyond.
Yeah, beyond NBA range. You know what I'm saying? And if he's able to get that shot off in the NBA consistently, that's a crazy threat already. You know what I mean? Then not only can he pick and pop and hit the three, and I don't need to show you a bunch of clips of him hitting the three. because you know he can do it. But he can also pick and pop and drive to the basket. Right there, boom, little bit of a pump fake. And, it looked like he was going for that Blake Griffin dunk on that one. But, a little bit of a pump fake, flies in the air, gets fouled, and he goes to the line. But because he's a good shooter, because he can screen and then pick and pop, and then because he can shoot.
Yeah, they got to respect the shot. That's why he got the move on the guy.
Exactly. They got to respect it. Right, so he can run the middle of the floor. And I want you guys to listen. He did a show with Mike Schmitz from ESPN where they kind of break down, they break down his game a little bit and, have him go through and walk through some stuff and explain what he's doing. And then Mike Schmitz is telling some things that he thinks he needs to work on and so on. But I want you to hear Obi Toppin explain why he's running down the middle of the floor and what he's looking for when he's running down the middle of the floor. Here we go.
So basically, I know that my guards are going to get to the corners, and there's going to be one big at the top of the key. So if I don't have anything in the paint, I know that I'm looking at either on the wings or the corners for an open shooter, and I trust my teammates to make that shot. So
he explained it perfectly. He's running down the middle of the lane so he can draw the defense towards him, and then when he draws that defense towards him, he's looking to see, he knows where certain guys are on the floor. Now, that means he was in a disciplined offense, right? And the coach really had those guys structured and disciplined and understanding what needs to be done, when, where, why, and how. If you were playing under Fizdale, it may not be that way. Under Tom Thibodeau, it might be that way. But his ability to run the middle of the floor is impressive, I think. Obviously he can get out on the break.
They told you if you're not going to get the defensive rebound, just bust out, right?
He can get out on a break.
They told you if you're not going to get the defensive rebound, just bust out, right?
You know what he can do when he gets out on the fast break.
They told you if you're not.
You also have, and we'll run this back so that you can see it again. You're going to see him here pass out of the post. We'll talk about that a little bit. But what I want you to look at here is, again, he runs down the center of the floor. Right? Let's bring this back. You're going to see him. He's going to run down the center of the floor. Right? You see where he is. Let me get my mouse up here. Right? You see him right here. Right? And he's moving down the center of the floor. Bang. All the defense, they're worried about where he is. Bang, bang, bang. They got to see where Obi is, because if not, then, you know what's going to happen. And then he runs straight to the post. Gets the ball in the post. And then he has the ability to pass out of the post. That ability and understanding what to do when you run down the center of the floor, I think, that's good. One more thing I want to show you with him running down the center of the floor. All right, here he's going to run the middle of the floor. He's going to set a screen. He's going to get the pick and pop. All right, check him out. Boom. He gets the rebound. It bounces to him. We're going to talk about rebounding with him. All right, runs the middle of the floor. Sets the screen up top. Gets the pick and pop. Nothing there. He goes down into the post. Passes it out. Guy gets the lane to the basket. All right. There's a little bit more there that I want to talk about his ability to run through plays, but we'll get through that just a little bit later. Andy, I want to get your take on him and his ability to run the middle of the floor.
Yeah, and as all of us see that, most important thing here, he starts running with a couple of steps, at the beginning really fast. He's doing that just to see if it's going to be an opening, if not, or if he's going to trail the play and set up, his position down low and wait for the, ball. Right here, we saw he got the ball. He took a couple of dribbles to the basket, turned around and, got the double team and passed out of it, right? So it's a good thing he probably passed out of it because, he didn't feel he can score on those guys. But, it's still a smaller play than turning around and just taking a bad shot, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but in this play, in the play before, we saw that when he starts, the after the rebound or after the steal wherever, when he's going down the lane, he starts running really fast at the beginning, and he's looking for the opening. If there's no opening, he's gonna slow it down a little bit just to see where he's gonna be able to take the position, on the offensive end.
Right. And I want to bring this play back really quick, right? Because this is one of the plays where, we see him pass out of the post. And he does a good job. I don't know if I need to bring that one back. I'm gonna bring this one up. He does a good job, though, of surveying the floor, right? I want you to watch this play here. Boom, I'm going to pause it here. Look at him. You see him here. He's looking at the floor. He can see boom, 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 and boom. And he's looking at the defense, right? He sees 4 guys here. He's got a guy on him. This guy's defended. This guy's defended. This guy's defended. He can recognize that this defender's all the way in the paint. Why? Because you don't want Obi to do what Obi can do. And this guy is wide open, right? Does a great job of recognizing it. Makes the pass to the right guy. Bam. He knocks it down, right? I love to see that he takes his time to make the right pass, surveys the floor. Right? To me, a guy that can stop, survey the floor, see what's out there, that means that you're making that means that you have a good basketball IQ. He understands what he's doing now. It's easier when your coaches, when you're in a disciplined offense, right? And the coach is like, if you don't have this, you go here, here, here. Teaching you how to look at the floor, teaching you how to see where the defense is, and where you need to make those plays. It should translate to the NBA.
Yeah, and you see that he was really thinking about it, and like you said, he was serving, right? He didn't get the ball and went from the end of his mind. I'm just gonna pass it because the guy is there, right? Because in NBA those cross court passes are really dangerous, right? But look at him; he's watching a second and a half, and then he's passing the ball. Most of the big guys in the NBA are just going to swing the ball, and, swinging the ball on a cross-court pass is really, a difficult pass to finish and to complete in the NBA because it's basically a turnover pass. So right. We saw him think about it, and he already, like you said, he knew before he got the ball in the post that that's going to be an option.
Exactly.
And he saw that the option is available, then he made the pass.
Exactly. Another time, this again is another example of him running through a play, right? Not just rushing a shot or rushing a play, but actually letting the play develop. And I think that's impressive for a guy, 22 years old. Takes his time, let the plays develop. Just watch it here. And again, you're going to see his passing game on display. Sets a screen, boom, he gets the ball. Looking for that guy, nothing there, hands it off, sets the screen, doesn't get the ball. And then now he's looking, there's a scramble. He moves to the open spot. Now he finally gets it, swings it. Quick swing. I love that quick swing right there. Boom. Let's look at the entire thing again. Again, he comes up.
He could easily take that shot in the corner, easily. Right? He had the space. He could easily take that shot.
Easily. Nice handoff with the screen. Now, here's a little bit of a scramble because they thought they had the backdoor screen. He gets to the right spot where the open spot is, and then bam, quick pass because he's seen it already. Yeah. That's always impressive.
He saw that his teammate has, had a better position and probably was a better three-point shooter.
Right.
So,
Right. A nice, quick push pass. I mean, he just moved it along to the right spot, and it was accurate. The guy didn't have to do much to be able to shoot the ball because it was an accurate pass. Catches it. One dribble. He didn't make the shot, but that's okay. The right play was made. To me, that's impressive. Hopefully he can do the same thing when he gets in the NBA. I think he should be able to do the same thing, Right now, am I going to say the Knicks were going to knock that shot down? Well, well, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the right play, and that's a nice play by Obi Toppin right there. He can pass the basketball, and I like what he does. I like his patience, and he's showing to me that he has a good basketball IQ. He's an intelligent cookie out there. All right,
yeah. That might be the age factor, right? Everybody was knocking him on the age. That might be the positive of him being that 22, 23-year-old player with a couple of more games under his belt, and thinking about it, reacting to what coach said and planned out, mapped out on the the whiteboard.
Exactly. So he runs through the plays and he can pass the basketball. I really do like that. And he also moves without the basketball. All right. It's not something that we've looked at and said, oh, wow, yeah, this guy, can really move without the basketball and run all over the floor. But you're seeing him in those plays there. He's in constant motion. Look at it one more time. Constantly moving without the basketball. Even if the shot doesn't end up being his shot. Boom. Comes down, hands the ball off, sets the screen, rolls, doesn't get it. All right, now I'm not standing and watching. I'm going to keep moving. Now he goes towards the basket. Now he flares out to the corner. And he actually gets the ball, makes the pass. Moving. In constant moving, in constant motion. Right? Here's another example. You're going to see him. Flashback door. He recognized that his guy had his head turned. Okay. You turn your head. I flash back door. Right? Here's another example of him not being settled and standing still. All right? They try to post him up 2 or 3 times here on this play without success. What's he do? Moves to the top of the key. Bam. And why did he move to the top of the key? Because he found out he watched his guy leave position. Watch where this guy goes. All right, so boom, you're going to see here, they try to post him up. Here's Obi right there. If you can't see it, the ball's here. They're trying to post Obi up. All right. Let it go. They can't. Get it back to the top. Now, you see Obi setting a little screen there. And that may not even be a scripted play. He just knows, let me set a screen for this guy. At least brush this defender to make it tough for my team. To make it tough for the defender so my teammate can maybe get free. All right, brushes that guy. Bam. What's he notice? His defender is trying to help out down here. Well, actually, I don't know why his defender is helping out so bad because you got multiple defenders here. There is a guy rolling here, so I guess he's helping his roller. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's helping his roller right here. Obi recognizes it, comes to the top of the key, and his defender is not going to be able to find him. Wide open. Knocks it down. Bang. That's a shot. That's a time right there where he had his footwork right. I like that. But he does have a problem with the footwork, Andy. We're going to look at that next because that's one area that I think if he needs a place to develop on the offensive side, while there are tons of things that he's going to need to do to develop, I'm not going to worry about, I'm not going to worry about the ball handle as much. I'm not going to worry about him trying to bring in a multitude of moves, thousands and thousands of moves. I want to just break down and work on the small things. And one of those things is footwork. Now, with everything that you looked at, the pick and roll, the pick and pop and hitting the three, he runs the middle of the floor, he can pass the ball, he runs plays all the way through, he can move without the basketball. He does all these things really, really good on the offensive side, right? But in the NBA, you need to have superior footwork. You'll be able to pick and roll and pick and pop, but there's going to be times, and you're going to see what I'm talking about with Obi, that, his lack of footwork at this point could hurt him. All right. So he's really got to work on that footwork. Andy, I know you had some thoughts about the footwork, and then we're going to look at a couple of clips.
Yeah, and this, like you said, the footwork is going to hurt him on both ends of the floor. We're going to probably see it later on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, he really puts his feet really close to each other. He looks like he had those, laces tied up together. And that's going to hurt him because the gravity center of your body, if you got your, feet close, it's higher, right? So you're getting easily, put out of balance. And in NBA, when the guys that are playing versus him are really stronger, it's not even going to take them that much of strength to like move him over or like, you even trip him, right? Tripping is going to be called a foul probably, but we know that rookies are not going to get foul calls over vets. So, and this also goes further to the stance, right? If he's going to have those legs at least wide, shoulder wide, it's going to be like that balance is going to be there, right? If they're going to be wider, spread out wider the feet, it's going to be even better. I know you're going to be having that gravity center a little bit lower, and you're going to be a little bit shorter if you get your feet spread that wide, but the base is going to be there, and you're going to be like the strength is going to be there even if you don't have it, right? Because the base is going to really be set up right. And like you said, if he's going to get those rebounds under the basket, just instead of going straight up to the ball, he can do a pump fake. And if he does that pump fake with those feet really close, he's going to get tripped up really fast, even in like lesser situations of contact with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he would have those feet spread up, wide, he would have a really good base and he could take the contact and make the shot. If he's going to get bumped and he's going to be out of balance, it's going to be harder for him to get that and one play completed.
Right. Those feet being close together, hopefully it doesn't, but it could prove to be a problem for him when we get into the NBA. Look at this clip here. All right. And I know that went kind of quick, but I'm going to stop it. And let me see if I can rewind it. Look at his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Look at his feet here. Right there. That's not good positioning for your feet. Because right now, his lower body has no stability. And he's relying on his upper body for all of the strength. Now, he's in college, so he can jump through his defender. In the NBA, he may not be able to do that. And you're still not getting as much power on your jump when you have your feet that close together. So one, you're off balance. And two, you get less power as you jump to the basket. Right? You're going up, especially in the NBA, you're going to want to get as much power as possible. Okay? He's going to have to work on having those feet shoulder width, shoulder length apart. And I believe we saw Kenny Payne working on him with it. Now, of course, you're going to see he's able to go up and finish because he's stronger than these guys, right? But that's not preferable.
Yeah, and this on Sim and on this play perfectly, we see the difference between him and Amari Stoudemire, right?
Yeah.
Because Amari always, in this situation, he would put that left foot and knee like straight to the defender and then go up, right? So he would have more power on the base, and then going up, he would be, felt as more stronger player.
Yeah.
If this defender like pulled the chair under Obi, he would probably land under the basket with the ball like in his hands.
Exactly. So. And you're gonna see it again here. Same exact thing. He's gonna get the ball in the post, and when he goes up, and this time it affects him. He doesn't have as much power going up on this play. Now he's able to score it. But he doesn't have enough power. He doesn't have a lot of power to really jump through the defender on this one, right? You see his feet close together.
Yeah, and imagine just the defender being stronger, right? And he's going to have a base. He's just going to, bounce off of him, and he's going to probably fall on his, butt.
Yeah,
so,
and you see in this one right here, while he was able to finish the play, he didn't have a lot of power to jump through his defender because he didn't use his base well. So he's really got to work on doing it. And he even does it from, the 3-point line. You'll see in this play here, if you're watching from the 3-point line, you're going to see this play again where he knocks it down and his feet are close together when he pulls it up. All right. That footwork is important.
And with this 3-point shot, right? Like you said, he has those feet really, really close. If in the NBA, that defender is going to be that split second faster, right? And if he's going to try to balance it out and wait for the defender to go through, he might, lose balance and fall out, out of bounds even.
Right.
Because of, those feet being really, tiptoed, just so close to each other.
Right. And then, there are little things, even when he's doing outlet passes, sometimes, he doesn't fully come down and balance himself before he makes the pass. I don't care about all the dribbling and all of that kind of stuff. I just want him to get his footwork good and steady and have, develop that stability and balance. I want to work on those things, stability and balance. Right. And then go on to working on some other things, as you continue to play in the NBA. Right. Defense, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the big thing. Defense. Everybody's worried about Obi Toppin's defense. And, is he going to get burnt in the NBA? And I'm going to tell you right now, I think that teams are going to run screen and roll on this guy and get him out in space and try to let young guards, fast, quick guards, eat him up. That's what they're going to attempt to do. They are going to run that screen and roll and get him and make him have to defend in space.
Yeah,
and I'm a little bit nervous about it.
And this is again the footwork, right? Because we saw clips of Obi defending, guards around the 3-point line, and they tripped him up. This is the thing that doesn't happen with Mitch, because you see how Mitch, sets his feet. He's like wider than higher, even when he's left on that guard, around the 3-point line. So, and Obi, his stance looks like he's supposed to defend a guard, a smaller guy, but he, that, shimmy shake or whatever the guard does loses, Obi off his feet because of the lack of balance.
Yeah. And where he positions his feet and tries to push his player as well, you're going to see here. You're going to watch him. He's going to get beat off the dribble. Now, listen, he's going out and he's defending the guard. And he broke this down and he said, one of the things that I did wrong is, he said he felt slow-footed, right? And he's flat-footed right here, right? He's flat-footed. And he's opened up to allow this guy to get to the lane, whoever he's defending. Look at his position. Yep, he's sitting down. His feet are flat. But he's allowing this lane. You can't do that when if you're going to allow a lane, at least, push him towards the teeth of the defense. Yeah, there's some help over there, but not a lot, not like you have over here. He's giving this guy the lane, and if you're going against a quick guard, I'm pretty sure this guy isn't as quick as some of the guards he's going to see in the NBA. They will chew it up and eat it alive all night long. I can guarantee you teams are going to try to get this guy out on the perimeter in space and force him to have to defend. And he may have trouble, he's going to have trouble defending guards, forwards, when they run that screen and roll and get him out in space. So I'm definitely concerned about that. I'm also concerned about the way that he rotates sometimes. Okay. I think he has some problems rotating correctly to the ball, taking the proper angles. You just seen on that clip right there, he didn't take the right angle against the defender. And I think I see that a lot. All right, so we'll look at this here. Okay, he tries to block that shot. And so he's relying on his athletic ability, but we'll stop it here.
Yeah, instead of standing in the lane of the guy, right?
Exactly.
He's like jumping on the side and swiping.
Exactly. Exactly. You're going to see the lane is right here. He stays here. And he had more than enough time to get here and cut this lane off.
Exactly.
He wouldn't even have to jump. All he had to do is get here and cut this lane off. He's got to know or, trust that this guy is going to defend him, this guy in the paint, but he's got to get over here and cut this lane off over here. Instead, he jumps on the side and swipes at the basketball. I think he does get the block, but still. I don't know. No, he didn't get the block.
Yeah.
He didn't get the block. Right? So, that's something in the NBA. That'll be a problem.
Yeah, that's a play. When you do that play, it's like when you have like 5 fouls in the NBA and you don't want to get called for the 6th foul. That's how you defend. Exactly.
Right. So that'll definitely be a problem in the NBA. Defending the post sometimes I think is a problem. But before we get to defending the post, I want to look at another rotational issue. All right. If you look at him in this clip here, right? Here's Obi.
Yeah, with his back to the ball.
Yep, with his back to the ball. Here's Obi. Yeah, he can see these 3 guys here, but the basketball is over here. He has no idea what's happening on this side of the floor. He should be flattened out so he can see here and he can see there. It's
you got to be between your defender and the basket and see the ball. Those are like the 3 rules you got to have on defense, unless you're like guarding a guy, back to the basket and stuff like that, but you're like isolating him from the ball. That's the only way when the coach is called and everyone on the team that's on the court knows that you are isolating the guy and you're like like glue with the guy, right? That's the only way you don't have to see the ball and stuff like that.
Right.
You just the guy from from the eyes.
And then you see it. He really doesn't have a clue until he turns around, and by the time he turns around, the guy's already to the basket. It's too late. And I hate to say this. I really do hate to say this, but that looked a lot like Amari Stoudemire on that play right there. That's exactly what Stat used to do, bro.
A younger Mary, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what Stat used to do, and he used to kill me, would burn me up. He at the last second, oh my God, I got to get there, and he wouldn't get there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Obi's gonna have to learn, and I've seen this on more than just one occasion. We can't get every single clip, but on more than one occasion where he has his back to the ball, just like he has it here. He doesn't really see the basketball, and something happens behind his back, and he's too late on the rotation. That's something that he's gonna have to, work on it in the NBA.
Definitely.
I also think he lets guys get good post position, Andy, and I'm a little bit afraid of it because he does. I'm going to pull this up. Boom. Beautiful post position right there. Right. This is, that's textbook post position, and Obi's behind him. Obi is sealed off, completely sealed off. Now, the guard, may have a hard time getting the ball there, but Obi is completely sealed off. Again, right in the center of the lane, completely sealed off, and there's nothing that Obi Toppin can do at this time. And look at his feet. Close together once again.
Yeah. Not in the good stance.
Right. Not in a good stance. He's not sitting down. The defender is lower than him. The offensive player is lower than him. The offensive player is sitting down. If they get this ball to this guy, there is nothing that Obi's going to be able to do but foul.
Yeah, and I reach in here in this situation. If the offensive player is going to try to get the ball, probably Obi's going to reach in, and that's going to be called in the NBA.
That's going to be called over the back foul. All right, and you've seen it already. He was about to do it. And then, even here, he didn't even really get good rebounding position. I'm going to let it play through. He didn't go and get good rebounding position after he let the guy post him up, seal him off right in the middle of the lane. Goes to the basket, and he actually is getting pushed out the way. Probably would not have gotten that rebound if there was a rebound.
Yeah, right? This is one of the things also that I noticed it on Obi's part, that he doesn't play like till the exact end of the possession, right? He just like sometimes he just takes that split second break, which causes, like, for example, this situation when he didn't care to box out the guy really strong, right? And in the NBA, that's going to be felt for him, because guys are going to get those rebounds because they're stronger. They're going to go over him, around him, and that's going to be hurting him. That lack of concentration and not playing till the ball is really dead.
Right. And listen, he's had 9 months or whatever it is, to work on some of these things. So hopefully we see something different when the season begins, because he's had some time to work on some of these things. I feel like rebounding might be an issue as well, Andy.
And this is again the bad stances, the weak feet positioning, footwork, right?
Exactly.
This and the post position, the angles, maybe it's more in his head and in his mind, but post position, battles and rebounding, it's basically footwork.
Yeah. When we look at here, he's going to allow this offensive rebound to great position. Right. So, we'll look at it here. Bam. Right off top. The guy, again, just turns around and seals him. Right. You see it again. Turns around, seals him. Right. And Obi actually, the guy seals him here. Right. Oh, sorry about that. Move the screen a little bit. So the guy has him sealed here. All Obi has to do is, when the shot goes up, is turn and seal him. Yeah. But he never turns and seals. Right? He never turns and seals. Instead, let me he just turns around and he uses his arms. And he does that a lot. Right? He does that an awful lot. He uses his arms.
Yeah, and with players like like the bigger or quicker players in the NBA, they're just gonna jump from that point, and he's gonna get called for a foul. He's gonna be having that hand around. Like Jokic does that really good in the NBA. He's not gonna be probably guarding Joker, right? But Jokic does that really good when he just throws his hands up and it looks like he wanted to get that rebound, but he was held down, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you'll see here, he uses his arms a lot when trying to rebound the basketball. If you watch this entire clip, he never, ever gets good position, right? This guy, whoever he is, number 4, is basically pushing him around down there, okay? At one point in the beginning, it looked like he was getting some good, decent position, but the guy's just pushing him around, and if there was going to be a rebound, Obi would not have gotten the rebound. He might have gotten an over-the-back call. Right, he uses his arms. He doesn't sit down and use his hips. Right, he uses his arm. I mean, you can look at it. He's actually holding them sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, he's actually holding them sometimes. I'm gonna pause it for just a second. Look at him there. He's actually holding them, holding his arms back. Obi is.
And with really bad position, he's even be in front of him. I mean,
right? Look at Obi's position. You have one foot back this way. Then you got one foot with his knee underneath the guy's butt. Instead of trying to, fight himself around. I mean, he should have been fighting around and try to get inside position. He never really fought to try to get inside position. Instead, he's doing this stuff, and his feet are all over the place. These are going to be keys, man, in the NBA. I think Kenny Payne is working on it with his footwork, though.
Yeah,
I think he's working on it with his footwork. So, and hopefully he's working on it with boxing out and all that kind of stuff, because he's definitely going to need it. It's going to need it. There is one thing that I want to go back to in the offense, though, before we get out of here and kind of sum this thing up. He likes to utilize, he's not a crazy post player. You know, as you can see, he doesn't have the great footwork, but he likes to utilize the baseline spin. And you see, he takes baseline and he gets the dunk. Boom, baseline, he gets the dunk. Here's something that I worry about with this baseline spin in the NBA, right? And, you know, the position that he gives, that he's given, bam. Okay, so they have him here, and I think they know he likes that baseline spin. The defenders are watching. Watch this guy here. He's going to start creeping and creeping and creeping towards the baseline. Right? He's creeping towards that baseline because he knows what Obi wants to do. Bam. He's right there. Obi went for the spin. I think he lost the ball before he even got into the spin. Right? But this guy, he knew exactly what Obi wanted to do. He knew he was looking for that baseline spin, and he was there for that double team. Now, of course, this guy is wide open over here, but Obi couldn't see it because he was in the mist. He was moving towards that spin, right? In the NBA, they may not know right now, but if he does it a couple of times,
after the first 10 games, that's going to be in the scouting report,
right? They're going to know this is what he does. You know what I mean? But listen, all in all, ladies and gentlemen, we're not killing Obi Toppin. Okay? We're not killing this guy. The only thing we're saying, he's going to be a marvelous player in the NBA. There's no doubt about it. He's just got some things to work on. He's a young guy. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? And so he's got some things that he's got to work on. You know, he's got to work on his footwork. I think that's the biggest thing. To me, his footwork and balance, to me, are the biggest things he's got to work on this year. You know, that's what I would give him. Your footwork, your balance, rebound positioning. And I'll throw that in there too. You know, because, you know, handling the basketball, offensive moves, those type of things are going to come.
Yeah. And he's still, I think he's above average on that when you look at the power forward position in the NBA.
Right.
At least, you know, at this point, I think he's maybe not well above the average of the power forward position, but he's just on a respectable, you know, ability on that position.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, those things are going to come. It's going to happen on the offensive side of the floor. He obviously has to work on the defense. So I'm not saying that, you know, for him not to work on his defense, but I'm just saying as far as skill sets are concerned, his footwork, his balance, getting rebound positioning, and then, of course, his defense. So I guess those four things right there: footwork, balance, rebounding position, and his defense. You know, as far as defense, you know, estimating and understanding how to take angles, being on his toes, you know, understanding how to, you know, cut off the lanes, rotations, all those type of things. Because while he gave up some of that stuff in college, the players are much stronger and faster in the NBA.
Exactly.
You know,
no, and let's hope, you know, Thibs' schemes might, you know, hide those deficiencies, but, you know, it's not going to be, even Thibs, as a great defensive coach, is not going to be able, you know, to save him from all of the situations he's going to be, you know, versus other players in the NBA.
Right. Right. So, look, we're all looking forward to having a big year from Obi Toppin. You know, I think this is going to be a big year. It's going to be exciting. We're going to see some exciting plays. Just saying, don't get frustrated if you see some of these things. We're warning you and telling you now. These are some things you might see. He's had a lot of time to work on it, but you might see it. So don't get mad. Don't get frustrated. You know, don't want to trade him because he gives up a rebound or two. Don't want to trade him because he spins towards the baseline and they double team him and he loses the ball.
Like your favorite player, Julius Randle.
Like Juju does. Like Juju does. Right? Don't want to trade him. You know, you can't want to move this guy because of those things. You got to be patient. You got to let him work on it. It'll develop over the years. It will. As long as he's working on it. And I believe that he'll be working on it.
Yeah.
All right. So be patient with the guy, man. He's got a few things he's got to get right in order to, you know, take it to the level where, you know, a lot of people think he could. He has the talent. He has the talent, the athletic ability, the natural ability, but he needs, you know, some of those fundamentals and some of those nuances to take it there.
And, you know, just to add, I think he's got a bigger chance, even than RJ, to be a fan favorite just because of the athleticism and the dunking ability as far as Knicks fan base standpoint. You know, we lack this for a couple of good years now. So I think, you know, fans might, you know, give him a pass on the rest of the things just because he brings some excitement into the Garden. So,
yeah. So, Knicks fans, you know, take care of your boy. You know, be easy with him. Take care of your boy. Be easy with him. Don't go crazy. All right? It's going to be a good NBA player. You just got to let him become it. Anyway, Andy, I'm out of here, man. What's today? What is it? Friday?
Saturday here for me.
Oh, Saturday for you. Yeah. Unless something happens, I won't be back until Monday.
Oh, I'm probably gonna do a show tomorrow because I saw the season schedule for the Knicks for the first half. So I'll probably jump on for a couple of minutes just to talk about the Knicks schedule, just to talk about how they are gonna do the whole schedule because I read the rules, how they planned it out. So I'm probably gonna hop on and, you know, if someone's gonna join me, you know, how those shows might, you know, turn up. We're going to be able to talk a couple of hours on many different topics.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm pretty sure tonight, Legion and Knicks will be on tonight. And if you're watching this tomorrow, then it was yesterday or it was last night. Or if you're watching this on Saturday, then when I say Legion and Knicks should be on tonight, then it was actually that they came on Friday. Or, you know, Knicks at night, well, came on Friday into Saturday.
Yeah.
You guys
for
get
Knicks
it.
At night,
you guys understand.
You just wake up midnight and just go to the internet and you're going to see Knicks at night.
Exactly. You guys get what I'm saying. You guys understand what I'm saying. All right. So I might be calling the Danny Garcia versus Spence Jr. fight tomorrow night, Saturday night. I might. I'm not sure yet. If so, it'll be on the Front Stoop. So if you're not subscribed to the Front Stoop, make sure you subscribe to the Front Stoop. All right, and if it do, it'll be me, Tony, Savvy, Tony Crow, Savvy, and you know whoever else wants to join in. We won't show the fight. We'll just be calling it. All right, but anyway, I'm out of here, man. Appreciate you guys for spending the time with us. And, you know, just be easy, ladies and gentlemen. Be easy on the boy, Obi Toppin. Let him grow. Let him do what he does. Don't start griping, you know, as soon as he makes a mistake. That's all we're saying. Let the kid.
Exactly.
Let the
We're
kid
going to see
grow.
his first action in a week, so
exactly.
Wait at least that long.
Right.